Okay, you stay with us? Great. Now we have one of the biggest, one of the top three email service provider. Get response, and all languages and all continents. Or maybe we will ask Mac Ossowski. Hi Mac, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing today,
Oh,
Anton?
no, not bad, not bad. Okay, you know the timing is very, very tight. People been with us from the beginning of the, not of the century, but of today. It was a long day for somebody who started with the Russian part, and who somebody's to start with international part. It's a third presentation. So we have Get Response, one of the top three email service provider, and we have Mac Ossowski. Okay, Mac is all yours.
Okay, thanks a lot for a great intro, Anton. I really admire you guys for such a huge hunger for knowledge on an actual Friday. So I'm gonna take the next 25 minutes to kind of tell you a bit more about how to grow an email list. So this is going to be a very focused, a very detailed session that hopefully through showing you two case studies, so two practical strategies that we put into place, helped our customers to grow their businesses. So just a few words about myself, so that you guys know who I actually am. My name is Mac Ossowski, and I'm a director of enterprise sales at a company called Get Response. So as you can imagine, we are an ESP, an email service provider. So I've been doing my job in the email environment for around 8 years right now. Previously dealt with customer education, creating email strategies and email audits, which was quite an exciting thing to do. The company that I work for, again, you know the name. We've been in the business for the last 17 years, present on practically every single country in the world. Over 350,000 customers right now. I won't tell you about each and every award that we have won over the last 18 years, because that would take way more than 30 minutes. So anybody that's interested in learning more can just go to getresponse.com and get some more information about our company. As you know, we are quite a global brand. Guys, just for the start, since we have an email marketing session today and an email marketing day, I wanted to go back six years back, and I don't know if you remember, but in 2010, the life of email and the life of email marketing was at huge risk. Mark Zuckerberg, announcing Facebook Messenger in 2010, pronounced it as the Google Gmail killer. So something that should, in the course of the next few years, totally devastate and diminish Google, Yahoo, Outmail, Yandex, and whichever email client you basically want. So what people basically were talking about 6 years ago is that email as a means of communication will practically die off. And what we're going to do, we're just going to use Facebook Messenger and services like WeChat to communicate. And it's quite ironic because 5 years ago, 5 years later, when we're just going to fast forward a few years ahead, we see that email is one of the best and the most effective methods to deliver promotional, marketing, and educational content. This is a study conducted by Forrester 2 years ago, which asked consumers in which of the following way they would like to keep in touch with the brands that they purchase from. And you can see that the third answer is email. So if we talk about permission-based email marketing, if we talk about email that you sign up for, this is still going strong. I know that Kim and Chad were speaking about this one today, so I won't flood you guys with some data. However, just to have some sort of a bigger picture today, it's still amazing that email is going so strong after over 40 years being on the market, and over 2.5 billion emails account globally, active email accounts. That's a totally huge market, and something that marketers also should look at. And by the way, over 55 companies, 55% of the companies that were questioned in the e-consultancy recent survey also declared that at least 10% of the revenue that they generate comes through email marketing. And I do hope to tell you more about this today, how to put it in practice. And I promise that's like the last piece of data, something that is quite ironic and something that might relate to your conversation about Gmail and Google, something that Anton and Kim were talking about, is that ironically, less and less customers actually remove commercial email from their inboxes. So, you might have this general saying that we are flooded with emails, that we receive so much spam, so many unwanted offers, and in fact, I think that ISPs like Gmail and Yahoo Mail and so on and so forth, they do such a good job with filtering email that actually people remove less and less messages from their inboxes, because what actually gets delivered to the inbox is such a good content, such a good quality content that it actually stays there. So going further, guys, something that I would like to focus today are emails. And by talking about emails, I mean subscribers, the data. I've been working in the email industry for the last 8 years, and the number one challenge for each of my customers has always been growing the email list. Email lists get stale, email lists get inactive, subscribers unsubscribe, subscribers lose interest, and marketers, brands always have the same challenge: how to get more data, how to get more subscribers, how to send more emails to more relevant and more interested customers. So today, I will talk about 2 case studies that we did on the European and the Polish market a while ago, which are, I think, quite interesting because first of all, I'm going to talk about a brand, a huge clothing brand that operates mostly offline. So that's going to be quite interesting, how to collect the data if you operate mostly offline, and how to check if this data is of good quality. And the second case study that I'm going to talk about comes from a purely e-commerce brand. So one of the biggest e-commerce on the Polish scene that works purely online, and how they used promo codes to capture new subscribers, to capture the data. And we're going to wrap it up with a few, I think, quite interesting results. So first of all, who I'm going to talk about. The first brand which I'm going to talk about is called Divers. If you guys are interested what they're actually doing, you can go to divers.pl. In a nutshell, it's one of the biggest clothing brands in the Central Europe. So they've been on the market for the last 20 years. They have over 200 physical stores, and they also went online. So they have a website which they use to promote their new offers, their sales. And working with us, the number one challenge that they have addressed again was how to get more subscribers. How do we grow our list in a more effective way? Of course, when you think about growing the email list, something that comes to the mind of many marketers is actually buying a list. Which is something that, as you might imagine, is a totally bad way to actually do it. So we were thinking of how to organically, in a natural way, help this customer, help Divers to grow their email list. And that was a very interesting study, because what you can see here is a standard embedded sign-up form that they used on the website. So it's pretty simple. First of all, there is a field for typing in your email address. Then you can basically declare your gender, whether you are a female or a male, and finally your birthday, which is used to deliver some special birthday offers. As you can see, there is one thing missing here: the incentive. Right? I mean, why do I subscribe to such an email list? Of course, I may love the brand, right? I may love to stay in touch with the brand. However, I don't have either a educational, motivational, or financial incentive to actually sign up to this list. So, as I've said, no incentive, no data. I mean, we are receiving so many marketing and commercial messages these days that actually signing up just for fun is nothing that people do these days, right? I mean, we want something in exchange to actually sign up to an email list. So something that we came up with was distributing the barcode with a financial voucher that was around 15 euro. So once you sign up for the email list, you receive automatically an automated email that lands instantly in your mailbox. So like the whole mechanism that we had to use, well, first of all, we had to make sure that what we are sending is delivered instantly to the customer's inbox, because if you are promised that you're going to receive a 15 euro voucher for the next purchase, you cannot wait for that email for a week or 5 days or even like a day, right? I mean, people want it now. People want to take the voucher. People want to go to the store. People want to get the discounts, right? So first of all, what we did, we designed a responsive email. So this is a responsive email template, because we also thought that since the target group is quite young, these are very dynamic people, most of them will open this email on their phones. So the responsive design, which we focus on, was all about displaying the barcode in the most efficient and in the most user-friendly way, so it can be actually scanned on your phone in the physical store. So that was the whole aim. Because as you can imagine, if you are a brand that doesn't sell online, it might be quite difficult to send somebody a promo code which they won't be able to use online, right? Because you cannot, kind of make a purchase online. So what we're trying to test here is also called the ROPO effect, so research online, purchase offline. So we were trying to measure how many people sign up for the list, how many people actually got this barcode and opened this email, and how many people took this email to the physical store, made a purchase, and showed this barcode to their to the clerk. So the way to use it was pretty simple. You get a 15 euro voucher, you go to the store, you make a purchase, and you may just show it on your phone. It's scanned. You may as well print it out, which wasn't necessary. You might as well take a picture of that code. These codes are individual, right? So the way, for example, our platform works is that it takes those few letters which you can see right here, and it also changes the letters to this graphical barcode which you can see right here. It's kind of a standard way to present the barcodes in a very nice, high quality way, so they can also be scanned effectively in the physical store. So we use the barcodes because the customer wanted to check how many of these people will actually go to the store, and that was a highly effective campaign with the usage and fueled by the responsive emails delivered automatically as triggers instantly after the customers sign up to the list. We have received, we have achieved quite amazing results, because we have. First of all, the open rate for the email that delivered, like the welcome email that you received, increased by 60%. So what we were comparing here was the standard welcome email that you received after signing up to diverse mailing list versus the automated trigger welcome email with the barcode. So first of all, we have increased the open rate by 60%, which first of all wasn't a very bad result. Second of all, we have increased the click-through rate by over 200%, but most importantly, what we did, we have increased the sign-ups, so the new leads, new email addresses, by 1,000 times, by 1,000%, which is amazing, because the customer right now is getting 1,000 times more sign-ups than they actually used to. So that's quite an interesting number. I think that you will admit this one. And also, if you think about it, distributing barcodes or promo codes also has a different value in it, because you are not only getting the data, you are giving people an incentive to also make a purchase, right? Because first of all, to use the voucher, to use the barcode, to redeem the promo code, you have to make a purchase. So we are not only getting the data, we are not only acquiring new subscribers for our customer, we are also making sure that those people go to the physical store and make a purchase. So if your business is some sort of a brick and mortar business and you are mostly focused on your physical stores, distributing barcodes, which people can just show on their phones, making sure that the email you sent are responsive, are a very good idea to make sure that first of all you get more data, and second of all that the incentive that you sent is actually actionable, so people can go to the physical store and redeem this coupon, redeem this code. Promised you the second case study today, and this one is purely online. So another customer of ours called hairstore.pl is the biggest online shop in Poland that deals with hair cosmetics, professional and consumer cosmetics. They've been in the business for the last 12 years, which is a mighty long time for an e-commerce business. And basically we've worked together. Everything was fine. However, our customer wanted to increase, first of all, the number of signups that they received to their mailing list, and second of all, increase the quality of the data. So they wanted to know how many females and how many males they got in the database. So first of all, again, what we did for them, we created a newsletter, again, a responsive newsletter with a unique promo code. So we decided this time to use the promo codes to get new subscribers, to get new signups. As you can see, this is a design of a newsletter which was sent once you sign up through this lightbox on this website. So instead of using the standard embedded form on the customer website, like a standard sign-up form, we decided to use the lightbox, which is more transparent, which is a more in-your-face type of a sign-up method. As you can see here, the lightbox asks the customer for his name and their email address, and also you were able to click whether you are a male or a female. And what you were getting for that was around €10 for the first shopping, for the first purchase. Once you sign up for this, you received the email, which I showed you just a while ago. So again, an automated trigger email sent instantly to your mailbox with your unique promo code this time. Again, and this was not only about getting new subscribers or driving more traffic, it was also about getting more customers and increasing the transactions. Because in this case, the customers were able to use the promo code when they shopped online at hairstore.pl and spent more than €40. So that was a very interesting case study here. We of course consulted with the customer on how much we can give away. I mean, every single time you think about a promotion like that, think what is your customer acquisition cost. I mean, you guys probably spent lots of money on Google AdWords, PPC, Facebook ads, and so on and so forth, and you are trying to drive the traffic to your website. And now think about how much is your one subscriber worth. If you're gonna invest 10, 15, or €20 into one subscriber, but you're gonna have a person in your email database that's going to make those repeat purchases, and they're going to be driven to your website just after you send them an email, this is a great investment still, because you are not spending this money again, and again, and you get people in your email database, which you can encourage to visit your website time after time. So what we did, first of all, we have implemented and introduced a lightbox, and if you think that this form of subscription might be irritating and that might be very annoying for some people, I want to also emphasize that these light boxes are totally intelligent. So they are based on the cookie, and you can kind of set up some certain capping. I mean, like you can, for example, set up that the light box will be shown only once in a week or once every 14 days, right? It won't be, of course, shown to those people that have already signed up to this list. So we were trying to reduce the bounce rate on the website, because we were trying to make those light boxes as effective as possible, but on the other hand, as least intrusive as possible, right? So that was about the light box. And the interesting thing, these light boxes generate around 8 times more signups than the same web form embedded into your website. But we also went one step further. We actually used the same sign-up form on a Facebook fan page. So our customer runs a Facebook fan page, and we've decided to implement the same sign-up form on social media, so they can actually convert their Facebook fans into subscribers that's going to receive their emails, which was quite effective, quite interesting as well, because your email list is something that belongs only to your company, and it's not regulated by any external terms of service, regulations, and so on and so forth. Every single social media page, whether that's Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, or Instagram, has its own regulations. And I'm not saying that this is something bad, but again, this is something that is more restricted than your actual email database, right? Because if you're using emails, you can just decide on your own when you're going to communicate with your customers, how you're going to communicate, and where do you keep your data. With social media, you actually never get to keep the data as its direct owner. This is why, in some cases, this might be a bit riskier than owning your own email database. The results of this case study, again, very interesting, very educational as well. Because first of all, we've been able to increase the list growth by 53.4% month to month. So let's say that January was the month in which our customer was only using the standard form on the website and no voucher, no incentives. And in February, we implemented this new sign-up method, and the list growth increased by 53.4%, which is a very good result, especially if you run an online business, because I can guarantee you that the incentive here wasn't huge. It wasn't even like €10. So it's really not a huge budget if you want to invest into organic subscribers, so people that are actually interested in the products which are selling. The newsletter that I showed you, the automated email that was sent out with the promo code, had some amazing results as well. Over 61% unique open rate, over 11% unique click-through rate. But most importantly, guys, it wasn't even about the results. When it comes to opens and clicks, the most important thing, almost 32% increase in transactions. So actual ROI, actual money delivered from emails that are sent to their customers. Of course, I'm not talking about the overall transactions in the online store. I'm talking about the increase in transactions that were attributed to the email channel, right? So let's say that previously the newsletter was selling, was actually generating 100 orders a month. So now it's generating 131 orders a month. So it's a pretty nice jump, over 1/3, a very, very massive change. Same thing about the email traffic. So emails now generate over 60% more traffic to the customer's website, to the customer's online store. And finally, there was a huge increase in web sessions, and people are actually staying longer on our customer's website. So a few changes. First of all, responsive and instant communication in both cases, and that's a huge game changer, guys. Over 50% of people on many markets today open your emails on mobile devices, so you need to make sure that your emails are responsive. So that was the first thing: responsive templates, instant communication, automated emails, and finally, a good incentive for your customers. That can be a financial incentive, educational incentive, content, consultations, whatever you're going to think about. First of all, think about your customer acquisition cost and how much can you spend on acquiring one subscriber. And on the other hand, think about what's going to be the ROI from the entire operation. So pretty exciting case studies. I hope that they're interesting to you guys, that it's something that you might want to try out in your own online store or in your physical store. If you're going to have any specific questions later on, how to do it, how to perform that in your own email database, feel free to email me. Again, this is Mac, like MAC, @getresponse.com. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter, add me on LinkedIn, add me on Facebook. I'm actually trying to publish as much interesting email marketing content as possible. So if you're hungry for more knowledge, I think that's a good thing to do. Anton, so I think that we are straight with that. Do we proceed to the actual questions right now?
Yeah, and if you can stop sharing the screen.
Absolutely.
So we can see yourself. Well, we can several questions, and okay, I'll start with the first one. Somebody's interested. You big service, big name. How many emails you handle a day? Well, roughly. Yeah. It's probably sensitive information, but roughly, what we're talking about a day.
So I have a few private mailboxes that receive newsletters. So I don't even count it because that's hundreds.
No, no, no. I'm not talking about yourself. I'm talking about get response. How many emails
Okay.
handle a day? So how many emails you send a day? Send away. My approx.
As of today, I can give you a range that's going to be
Sure.
between 50. That's going to be between a 50 and 100 million a day.
50, 100 million a day. Okay, Eugene, as it was your question. Okay, we have a couple more questions. Very particular question from Kiev.
Yeah.
I presume as a previous speaker. Okay, you can put a form on a Facebook, but it's a custom tab, doesn't show up in mobile. Am I missing something? Because it would be possible now with Facebook Leads ad.
Facebook ads for capturing leads is a kind of a different solution, which for example we as a platform also support through an integration with a external service. So Facebook Leads, it's a great solution also. So it's a very good point that this was brought up. What I was showing was like a purely embedded sign up form. It wasn't any form of a Facebook advertising option, but it should be perfectly able to use this one. And there is nothing. I mean, I have nothing against using this sign up form, which I was showing a while ago, plus using Facebook ads for capturing new leads.
Okay, I guess it's another same author of the question. Awesome. I get a transaction email response to interest, but how is it list building? When they on the list to receive the email where they could get the barcode?
Yeah. Well, so first of all, you of course leave your data on a sign up form on a customer website. But certainly, since every single barcode and a promo code was unique, all right, so there wasn't like one promo code or one barcode distributed to every single consumer. So first of all, you just had to give in your data in a sign-up form, and after that, our system communicated with the library of the barcodes or the promo codes from our customers' shop or some sort of a CRM system, and we pulled this data dynamically into the email and sent you this email in the real time. So in our system, that is called external content. So these are emails which you personalize on the fly, emails which are personalized once they are basically sent. I think that I know where this question is coming from. So you would need to use dynamic content in the email to actually make it happen and distribute unique codes to every single subscriber.
I guess so. Okay, we have another question. It's a funny question. Does it worth $5 or whatever was 20 zlot just to find out gender of a customer?
First of all, we were focused mostly, first of all, on acquiring the subscriber. The gender was some additional information. It was useful to our customer. I'm not sure if it was worth those €5. I know that these are quite specific products which they actually sell. So it's kind of a hard thing to tell for me, but definitely for the means of segmentation, and I know that they're sending some very targeted campaigns right now, different offers for men, different for female. So I think it should be worth it at the end of the day.
Okay, so it should be worth for your client. Great. Okay, you're a big company. We were talking about from Chad to Kim, and now you. What's the future of email marketing? We know email marketing is not gonna die. It's gonna prosper. So what do you think future? And we have like no time. Just short answer.
Automation, marketing automation. That's the future of email. That's the next step for email marketing. That's where email is going.
Automation. True, but automation in what direction?
So combining what is happening on the email level with what is happening on your website. So using emails to respond to customers' activity.
I'll rephrase the question. Are you watching me? I mean, as a service provider, are you watching all your subscribers, what they're doing, what they're clicking all the time? Do you have these possibilities?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So you're watching every one of your subscribers, and there's plenty of subscribers. So you know what I'm gonna buy tomorrow, and you're gonna offer me that. It's how you see it.
Yeah, we are just like Google, Anton.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. We don't have more time for that. It was
Okay,
very
thanks a lot.
interesting.